Good evening, everybody. How are we? On this fine Wednesday evening, bit earlier in the week than normal. That's actually because I have a draft to do tomorrow. And I could have done it with a list. I could have written a list and given it to the lads to do. It's a redraft for a draft we started at the start of the season, but I usually just wing it, so I don't like producing a list. So I thought I'd do the stream tonight, do the draft tomorrow, and maybe stream again on Friday. But absolutely no promises about that. Maybe if there's some big injury news or something, we might do it on Friday. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what's going on in life, and then decide from there. Otherwise, this will be the usual Thursday stream, and we'll carry on as normal next week. Now, it's not the US-UK draft. To be honest, I've not checked that draft team since like maybe game week 4. This is just one actually that a couple of the guys, the other Andy from Fantasy Football Scout, he kind of runs it. They've run it for years. I've done it the last few years. It's all done on paper. Well, done on Excel. So they basically start off with a draft. Midway through the first, so a quarter of the way through the season, they do a mini redraft where you have to get rid of like 4 players. And then now it's like full redraft, etc. Anyway, I'm sorry for chatting too much about draft. Yeah, it is good fun if you're with others to take it seriously. And to be fair, I just forgot about it, to be honest. Same as I used to do with Sky, etc. Same as I used to do with Ultimate Fantasy Premier League, which never really took off. But yeah, so for anyone watching non-live, it's nearly 9:45 on Wednesday evening. Arsenal and Chelsea in the League Cup are still playing. There's 4 minutes left. It's 0-0. I've not watched any of it, and I'm quite glad because everyone's told me it's a really boring match. Wilshire's injured. Hazard's just been hooked. Not injured. Morata's done nothing. Alonso's looked lively. He's got a clean sheet. Sanchez didn't even start, but he has come on. So we'll see. Matt, you left Carabao Cup land to come here. I don't blame you. How's it going, Jeff? Fozzie, always good to see you, my man. Matthew, it is Wednesday. Did I say something different? What did I say? I knew it was Wednesday. Maybe I just didn't say that. Adam, how's it going? You got the cup on in the background. It's so bad. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've heard all game. And that Morata is basically doing nothing to make people want to bring him in, or keep him, I should say. I know there's not as many people watching just yet, but top right hand corner, there's a few polls, 5 in fact. We've got game week 23 captain. Are you bringing in Aguero? Are you planning for the blanks already? We talked about the blanks briefly on the Scoutcast last night. I don't know, it's still 5 weeks away. Morata owners, what are you doing? And Spurs midfielders, what are we doing? So 5 polls. Obviously hit that like button, always appreciated. If you know you're going to like the stream. Surely you know that by now. Another Chelsea clean sheet coming up, double up. I would be tempted to do that, but I've got Jones and Otamendi. I need one of them to give me a reason to drop him, to be honest. I'd love Christensen. I think 4-5-1 could be okay, you know. Hazard's really out of form. We're surprised if he gets anything at Leicester. I mean, he's got the fixtures to get points in the next 5, so we'll see. Only one question from Jeff. I'm looking to get in Lingard like the rest of the world. My current midfielder is Son, Salah, Sterling, Hazard and Nautovic. Which one to go? Yeah, it's really tough if you've not already got him. I'd almost say you don't get him, to be honest, if Arnautovic is fit. I think Son's okay for the next 2 games. Lingard has got Burnley away and Spurs away. I think you have to bank on Man United not scoring many goals in those fixtures. Of course, Lingard could... Do you know what I mean? Lingard could score the winner in a 1-0 win at Burnley, and that would be frustrating. And he is going up in price, or he has been going up in price. I think if you can hold tight, you maybe just stay patient and save that transfer. Son or Ali? Ooh. So Ali has actually been more consistent than people are given him credit for. I do like the fact that Son saves you money. Similar goal threat, I'd say. In fact, when I bought him in for the double, I think he had a bit more of a goal threat than Ali, at least in recent weeks. Well, obviously Ali did score in the double game week as well. I'd still be tempted to take Son the money, but if you're bringing one in. Ali, risk of a red card? Maybe. He's got that kind of temperament. I don't know how often he'll actually get red carded, but he's probably good for a yellow. Hazard and Morata subbed off now. Being saved. So for the blank double game weeks, for those that don't know, the first one will be in game week 28, and it'll basically based off of what happens in the Carabao Cup. Now, Man City are almost certainly going to go through against Bristol City, you'd think. So in game week 28, Man City players will miss out, and Arsenal players. Now, Arsenal's obviously not too much of an issue because no one really has Arsenal players. But for everyone that's got City players, double and triple, which I'm sure most of us have. Otherwise, what are you doing? They're all going to miss out in 28. I think it's... Yeah, if Arsenal go through... Basically, it depends how you look at it. If you don't want any hassle and you've got a lot of Man United, Man City and Chelsea players, you want Arsenal to go through. Because if Arsenal go through, then only Man City and Arsenal miss out in 28. We've only got a few Man City players. You just bench them. It's easy. Okay, Man City aren't guaranteed to go through. And to be fair, Bristol City were very good. I love the way they came out and played. I even tweeted about that. But let's be honest, Man City are going to go through. If Chelsea go through, then Man City, Arsenal, Man United and Chelsea all miss 28, which would be a nightmare for me. I've got 5 players, 6. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 players from those two teams. So that'd be a nightmare. I hope that made sense what I just said. Could be wrong. So yeah, if you want less hassle and you've got lots of Chelsea and Man United players, you want Arsenal to go through. If you're planning for it and you've not got many of those players, you kind of want Chelsea to win because other people will get hurt because they won't plan for it. So anyway, that's game week 28. There's still the second legs to go. But Chelsea, 0-0 at home. Arsenal now at home in the second leg. Could be a good win for them. Would I consider the free hit for game week 28 if Chelsea beat Arsenal? I'd be tempted because I really want to bring in another Chelsea player. I want to bring in a defender. I don't really know where a defender fits in my team right now. But I don't want to be put off going for those players. The only thing is, from everything I've read, game week 31 is going to be the worst. It's going to be even worse for players missing out. Because if you think about it, if I've got this team now, then 5 players are missing out. I can bench 3. So I'm using a free hit to replace 2 players. Arguably 5, because obviously you want to play your best players. But if even more are going to miss out in 31, and I know people's thought process about 31 is it's going to be the big teams missing out again, so you're going to use your free hit on cheap players. But it could still be fruitful. You only need... You don't necessarily need a big score for free hit to work out. You only need a bigger score than what your team would have got, or a bigger score than what everyone else gets that week. That makes sense. Ish. Obviously a big score is good. But I think I don't know if I said it on the Scoutcast or I said it off air. But like I took a 16-point hit last year in the double game week in the blank. I think it was 28. And I got a 10k bench game week rank. So it is possible to make up good points. That was a big turning point in my season, that. So I'm leaving my options open. I'm not discounting the free hit completely. But at the same time, I'm probably not going to use it. With that defensive yours, you could consider downgrading the bench. Yeah. Basically, I know there's obviously Cup and Champions League and Europe and Europa League, etc. But I think generally now, with a week rest between most games, most players are going to play now. It's not like the Christmas period, so I think you can probably do with a slightly weaker bench. But at the same time, unless I absolutely need the money, I'm not going to spend a transfer to change my bench. And to be honest, me and Duffy have done okay for me. Quite happy with those two. And eventually, if I keep I can't believe I've still got me and Pope. But if I keep them long enough, the fixtures will come good again. 0-0 the Chelsea and Arsenal game. Very exciting. What a shame that I missed that. Let me just let me quickly send out another tweet. Let me see. Oh, sugar. Sorry, lads. Just get this tweet out. That'll do. Sorry. 168, yeah. I don't know, we've been rocking like 300 to 400 a stream recently. Crazy. I need to get you all watch me play video games, that many people, and I'll be sorted. If I know I was good at video games. Connor, bonjour, how's it going? Conte will be sacked in the summer. That seems unlikely. Why not keep Morata? He's a great differential. He's still a top class forward. Yeah, of course he is, but he's never really... When was the last time he had to play this many games in a season? I mean, because he's played, obviously, Juventus and Real Madrid, but he's never really been a first teamer. Not for, like, a whole season, I don't think. Anyway, you can tell me what to do with him. Vote on the polls. For everyone that's just joining us after that exciting Arsenal and Chelsea game, polls in the top right-hand corner around here. Click the little I button. One of the questions is Morata owners what to do. So you can tell me what you think. What owners should do with him is what I'm trying to say. Physio, how's it going? Chelsea sent you to sleep. Did sound like that. Like I said to the guys that have been here from the start, I haven't watched it, to be honest. Just doing other stuff. Ismail, morning from Melbourne. How's it going? Good morning. Always wonder what it'd be like living in a country where like the football's on as I wake up. I think I'd kind of like it. So like, or even somewhere where the time zone is the afternoon 3 o'clock games are in the morning, and then like the 5:30, 7:30 games in the afternoon. That'd be good. Christensen played very well tonight defensively. Missed 2 big chances to score. Will he keep his spot? I think he will. I don't think... I know they've got quite a few games, so there'll be a rotation, but I think Christensen's still first choice. I know I got rid of him, but that was just to get Alonso. I still think he's a great option. I really do. I don't know, there's a few Chelsea fans in the chat, so maybe they'll say differently, but I think he's a first starter. Not first 11 starter, Jesus. I can't talk tonight. Balkanak also listening from Melbourne. Yeah, oh Jesus, and Owen Reed. Loads of people from Melbourne in particular. Yeah, okay, I see that it's 9 AM and the game's just finished, so it would have started like 7 AM for you. That's actually quite annoying. I'd like to be waking up around 9 and 10 and then getting to watch it. Although I suppose for kind of work purposes, if you do it like a 9 to 5, kind of sucks. Shaw seems to have his spot now. He's only 4.9. If you get in Shaw, you have to be prepared for him to miss games, I think. Either because he gets injured or because he's not actually nailed. I feel like it's too risky. You know, I spoke to Gramble about this on Twitter. He thinks it's worth the risk. He thinks the upside's big enough. And maybe it is. But for me, I just think there's so many good defenders at the moment. I want the nailed ones. You lived in Texas and followed English Division 1 in the 80s. Game started mid-morning was a pretty good way to start the day. Yeah, mid-morning, I think that's good. Good evening from Tel Aviv. How's it going, Arez? Yeah, the transfer plan is just to roll it, to be honest. I don't think there's anything I majorly need to do. Like, defence is solid. Goalkeepers, arguably, yes, I could change, but I think Pope's fine for now. We'll have to see what happens with Heaton. I've not heard anything about Heaton. I don't know if there's any Burnley fans in or anyone that's been following that. I've not seen anything about Heaton for a while. Midfield's good. Aguero, we can talk about Aguero soon. He's the only one, maybe. But honestly, I'm really happy with my team. I just don't think I need to make a transfer right now. Lukaku could do really well this week, but I don't think I'm going to bring him in. Sounds like Florida is the place for me. 3 PM games start at 10 AM. Yeah, that's decent. Because you can kind of, on the weekend, you can watch your games and you've still got the rest of the day to do whatever. Pope will at least see out the month. Yeah, loving Nick Pope. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go... I'm going to go from Pope straight onto Heaton. Jansky, have I missed talk about what's in your back pocket? No mentions of the wild card at the moment. We've talked about the blanks. Connor, tips on increasing squad value. You're only sitting on 102.5. The first thing I would say is, don't worry too much about your squad value. I mean, you kind of know the ways to increase it to get the players in that are rising. At this stage of the season, though, I don't think you need to, or you don't want to be worrying about prices so much. I think start of the season is probably the time to do that more, where, especially for like the first 4 weeks, where you kind of, everyone's jumping on bandwagons. There's no set template and stuff. There's no like, there is really high owned players, but right now the players in live teams like Salah, etc., are super highly owned. So I wouldn't worry too much about team value, to be honest. I've got quite a good team value, but I've also got a bit lucky with players. I had Mkhitaryan from the start, got off at the right time. I've said this before. Had Salah all the way through. I got Sterling when he was cheap. Jumped on Lingard a few weeks ago. So I'm on 105.8. Which is pretty decent. But I've barely thought about it. You'll always find a way to get the money. If you have to make a sacrifice here or there, that's what you do. I remember last year I had to like, I think I had to get in Ben Davis because he was cheap instead of one of the other Spurs centre backs. It worked out really well. Name a player you'd like to see in your Premier League and in your FPL team. Any of the big boys. Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi. Who wouldn't want to see them? You not had Salah all year. What rank are you out of interest? 13k, there you go. Just shows there's so many different ways to play. You must have had some really good picks, though, to do without Salah for the whole season and be 13k. Tosin is in FPL, 7.5 million. Yeah, I really don't know a lot about him. I think Johnny was saying... Again, I can't remember if this was on the Scoutcast or just afterwards, when we weren't live anymore, but he was saying he scored like 29 goals or something, but 9 were penalties. He's not going to get penalties at Everton. Everton don't create too many chances. As it is, they're far less attacking since... Even though they've been winning more games, they're much less attacking under Allardyce than they were before. So Tosin's just not a... Unless your structure is 3-4-3 and you're going to find it hard, or a lot of transfers to switch to 3-4-2. I just don't think you look at Tosin just yet. You have to give him a bit of a chance to show what he's made of. He's got people like Sigurdsson behind him, which is good. We'll see. People do seem to think he's going to do really well. So I'm definitely not saying different. I just don't know. It's the honest answer. Lord Vader says, good evening. Hello, how's it going? Would you double up on the Chelsea defence? Sure. I think it looks really good. Alonso and Christensen. Captain picks are killing you this year. Yeah, to be honest, I've not really had much better luck. I said again last night on the Scoutcast, before game week 19, I'd got 3 scores of 26. That's obviously after captain points taken into account. And they were my 3 highest scores of the season. The only 3 times I've been over 20. In the last 4 weeks, I've had 3 higher than that. Or 1 the same and then 2 higher than that. So, comes and goes really. My captain's just been awful. Do likes on the stream benefit you, or should we like after the video uploads? No, you can like the stream now. They all count till afterwards. You don't need to wait until after. It makes no difference. So many people have been commenting on my hair. I feel like I need to release a statement. It's in a bad way. It's being cut this weekend, don't worry. For anyone else that wants to tell me my hair looks awful, it's being cut this weekend. Sanchez is off. He waved goodbye to the fans tonight. I think he is. Saw that press conference with Pep. Pep's an odd one because he's a bit of a character anyway. He just looked very happy, like he got his man. Would I get Pogba if you had Son, Eriksen and Kane for this week? I don't think I would. I think I'd just go with the triple Spurs and hope for the best. I know Man United could do really well against Stoke, but after that it is Burnley and Spurs away. And if you bring in Pogba and he's sitting deep, it's going to be really frustrating. Yes, he could get points, but it's not as likely. Oh, excuse me. Kane or Lingard for captain. So I've got it on Kane. I think it's going to stay on Kane. I don't know. Lingard. I mean, it should be considering Lingard. I remember this happened earlier in the season. Sterling did really well, but it was... Even though Man City were doing well, we were still in a position in the season where we were thinking to pass times, and Sterling's definitely not going to keep this up. And I remember being on the Scoutcast, and I just said, I'm going to choose Sterling because... Why wouldn't I? He's in form right now. Can't do anything wrong. And then I captained him and he did nothing. Obviously, since then, he's done amazing. But I've got a bad feeling that Lingard's going to be the same. It's the same with Salah. And that's one of the reasons I looked at captaining him, because I got the same thought process I've had with Sterling and Salah all season, which is, well, I don't want to captain Lingard in case this is the week he doesn't get points. But that's a pretty stupid way of looking at it for someone who's in form. But we've seen the damage Kane can do. I think Kane's going to be the highest captain player this week. So I'm probably just going to play it safe. Lingard has missed a few tap-ins, yeah. Starts putting through those away, we'll be laughing. You've already got Otamendi, Alonso and Kenny looking to play 4 at the back. Jones, Christensen or Van Dijk. I'd honestly look at Christensen, I think. Yes, Kevin Morales has been sold. I was a bit gutted about that. Who did I... Can anyone remember who I bought... Who did I not bring in when I bought in Morales? Because I was looking at between 2 or 3 players, I think. And I went with Morales, so I think I did the transfer off camera. Who was I looking at bringing in instead? Because I think it was a mistake bringing in Morales, wasn't it? Sterling or Salah, Salah or De Bruyne. I think if you've not got Salah, or you got rid of him because of his injury, I'd be tempted to bet on the Man City boys outscoring him over the next 5. But you have to remember, there's every chance Salah just keeps on punishing you. It's such a risk to go without him. His ownership, his live ownership is so huge. He's done absolutely nothing to warrant being taken out, really. Okay, I know some people took him out because of the injury and got in a Spurs midfielder. That worked out well. But generally, if he's played, he's done well. So I wouldn't be in a... Certainly wouldn't be in a rush to get rid of him if you own him. It's Gale, Platston and Corey. Alonso and Lingard in, that's just going to be super popular transfers. People asking me about cheap goalkeepers. I'm going to have a quick look now on my second screen. Because I guess Adrian right now has got pretty decent fixtures, although West Ham not keeping a ton of clean sheets, but the fixtures are nice. So I'd maybe look at him in the short term. Stoke are also, after the Liverpool game, about to have a really good run of fixtures, so probably a bit risky, but if you want to try and preempt their form going up with a new manager and getting some clean sheets, you can maybe look at Butland, but I think that's a bit risky. But their fixtures do look really good. I'm just loading the ticker a sec. Yeah, Southampton's fixtures are okay actually as well. I don't know how much Forster is. He's probably over 5. Otherwise, like, Burnley's fixtures are honestly not too bad. They have got Man United and Man City at home the next 4, but Crystal Palace and Newcastle away. Swansea away. The only problem is Pope's probably a bit short term. Otherwise, someone like Pickford, I'd say. Pickford's fixtures are really nice actually. Probably be the one for me. So Spurs this week away is not good. Then it's West Brom at home, Leicester at home, Crystal Palace at home in the next 4. Brighton at home not too long after that, and Watford and Burnley away. I think Everton is where I'd be looking. Everton, Pickford or Adrian? Yeah, I like what Matthew's saying. Like, I don't think there's too much reason to get rid of Son. If he's going to keep starting, it looks like Lamella's back, so Lamella's going to take time off the attackers here and there. But I don't think he's going to become a regular starter. You've had David De Gea all season not look back. I don't think... Yeah, but would you still bring him in now, though? That's the question. I suppose you'd probably say yes, because he's done so well for you, but... Are the saves still going to be there? We're probably still going to keep getting clean sheets, so... I'll definitely have to give premium goalkeeper more of a look in next year. Alonso isn't actually a great footballer, but that doesn't matter for FPL. Really, he gets points. That's all we need him for. My rank is 51,000. 639. Can I donate money to your viewers like we can to you? I guess we could figure something out. I must say, like, yes, David De Gea has been great Man United cover, but Phil Jones has been fairly stress-free, to be honest. Is Sun Captain worth a punt? Like, if you want to punt, yes. If that's how you want to play. I mean, I'm not one really to take too many punts. Especially with Captain, but sure, if you want to punt. It's definitely not the worst this week. Son or Lingard or Ali or Ericsson, someone like that. Am I not tempted to swap Calvert-Lewin for Quaynor? Yes, but not until I need the money, really. I just want to save transfers as much as possible at the moment. I don't need that money. I will do, I'm sure, and I'll look to do that. But also, if Nias gets a move, and he looks like he's going to be a regular striker, he might be a better option for a couple of 0.1 millions more. Like 200,000-300,000 more. He might be worth a look in. So I'm not in a rush to get rid of Calvert-Lewin because, like I said earlier, I don't think I'm going to be needing my bench as much from now on, at least for a little bit. And so I'm not going to need to play Calvert-Lewin. That's my hope anyway. And I've got Duffy and me if needed. I know Shane Long needs to go up. I've even got, right here, I've even got the things to stick them up. So I'm one step further than I was on the last stream, because these were downstairs. So they're up in the office. The one reason I haven't done it is because I'm sat at an angle. Just because of the way the desk is set up and the way I look at the screen. So I'd have to have them here. Where's my hand? Here. Right behind me. I don't know if both would fit here. I'm wondering where I should reposition the desk somehow. Which is another reason I've not put them up. Yeah, Wilson could be an option if I want a more expensive bench player, but I don't know if I do, to be honest. Do it now. No, I'm not going to do it now. I knew someone was going to say that, though. Realistically, aren't punts just as good as safe bet this year? I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest. Chelsea could easily concede, so I wouldn't take a hit to get Alonso in. It depends who you're bringing him in for. If you've got a bit of defensive troubles and you want to get Alonso in, I think you do take a hit. Yeah, okay, he may concede, he may score, he may get 15 points. At some point, he's going to pay that hit back. Live wildcard? No wildcard, no wildcard. Have any of you hit the wildcard button? Surely not. I'm not planning any transfers, Tiger Age. Don't forget, by the way, hit the I button here, vote on the polls. We'll do them in probably about 20 minutes. Let's have a look. Yeah, nearly 200 votes, so let's get that up a bit. And while you're doing that, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Be much appreciated as always. See you later, Connor. Thanks for tuning in as always. You took a hit to change Christensen to Alonso. Nice. Hits get subtracted each game week. Arnautovic is trained, I think. Someone will correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I think he's trained, so he'll probably be alright. Yeah, I saw the video of the water and Gramble and Johnny. It was good. Why can't you see the polls? Not sure. Sometimes you have to, if you're on like a tablet, sometimes you just have to hit the screen. Not literally hit, just press it. Don't be too violent. Don't want you breaking your tablets. Will I swap Son for Salah? Probably not this week. Or do Arnautovic and Nias out for Quaynard and Salah -4. I wouldn't be in such a rush to get Salah this week. I think you can probably go without him. Maybe get him the next week for free. I think I prefer the... Ooh, which move do I prefer? Don't know actually. Either way, I don't think you do it. Don't do it this week. Is Mane a good option after City? I think he is. Yeah, 9.3 million. Again, it all depends who you've already got. Maybe there's other players like I think Sterling's obviously been looking in such cracking form. You probably need him first. But if you're looking for a bit of a differential, I think Mane's good. Rank in terms of importance: Son, Arnautovic, Lingard. Ooh. Son, Arnautovic, Lingard. Now you're asking. So look at the ownerships. Damn, Lingard's owned by more people. Is it too late to get Lingard? No, I don't think so. I'm going to say... Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think Lingard's the most important. Then Son, then Arnautovic. But only for the next few game weeks. Arnautovic longer term has got better fixtures and he's cheaper. So Son could actually be last. Mane hasn't been good recently, pretty awful. He's been okay in the last few games. Plus, he hasn't really had a run in the side. Now he's going to get back into the first 11 week in, week out. Liverpool's high pressing could be the team to beat Man City. Bristol City showed us how to do it. Yes, but City also smashed Liverpool early in the season. No, have I actually put Son as the third out of those ones? I mean, if he's going to keep, like Matt says, if he's going to keep starting, they have got a block of 3 fixtures in Gameweek 25 to 27. They play United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Not ideal. 2 home games and Spurs are away. Yeah, value for money, you could argue Son should be last. I could get rid of Calvert-Lewin for Quaynard and get Mahrez in for Son. Yeah, that's something I've looked at. Is Sanchez captain daft? Oof. That's a big differential, that. You've got to think he'll start, right? Someone said to me earlier that, yes, Sanchez was benched today, which is a bit weird if he's not moving. But he also got benched in the same fixture earlier in the season, so... How many points does a goalkeeper get if they score? Do you know what? I actually don't know. I'd assume it's probably 6, like a defender. Could be wrong. I don't think they get more. I think if Sanchez isn't sold, he plays against Bournemouth. And I don't think that's the worst captain. This is the kind of week to do it in when, you know, Kane is probably the standout, but it's not the greatest fixture. Ah, there you go. It's 6 for a goalkeeper. As I thought. Goalkeepers have scored, not very often. I couldn't even tell you when the last time was. Seen a few assists as well. There you go. Robinson scored against Watford a few years ago. Begovic as well a couple of seasons ago. You had a Tim Howard goal before. There you go. Loads of them. Say Aguero hits form. How would I fund him in 2 moves? Probably Firmino to Aguero's Son. Downgrade to like Choupo-Moting, something like that. I think... I think I'd still be a little bit off, actually. I don't think I can do it in 2 moves. I wouldn't, I don't think. Kane to Aguero has to be an option. I'd probably have to... I'd have to do the Calvert-Lewin to Quaynard move and then do Son to Choupo-Moting Firmino. Alonso captain. Look, he's in such good form. It's honestly not, again, not the worst option this week. I don't ever like captain a defender, even Alonso. But again, not the worst week to do that. I mean, straight after this week, we're into game week 24. A week later, you're back to kind of Man City have got Newcastle at home. You definitely want to look at there. Liverpool have got Swansea away. You're going to be looking at Salah again. Chelsea got Brighton away. You could look at Hazard and Morata if you've got them. What I'm kind of saying is you probably want to have a week like this for a while where Alonso captain, Lingard captain, Son captain that was mentioned before doesn't look that strange. Spurs don't have decent fixtures after Southampton. Should we look to bring Aguero for Kane? Personally, I'm going to keep Kane. I think he can punish you at a moment's notice. But if Jesus is injured for the rest of the season, then Aguero has to be in our thoughts. I don't know if it'll be the rest of the season, but it could be longer than first said. But the thing is, with the Spurs fixtures, yes, they're not great, but Kane could definitely score in those fixtures. Arsenal at home, love scoring against Arsenal. Man United at home, okay, I wouldn't like to bet against the defence. Liverpool away, Man United at home, then Liverpool away. Now Liverpool's defence is pretty good. But again, Kane kind of tore him apart a bit in the reverse fixtures, so I'm not in a rush to get rid of him, really. Even for Aguero. Because as soon as Kane does something, I want him back. So I just want to... not psychologically, but I don't want to have to go through that out and then back in, out and then back in. For someone that can score a brace or a hat-trick against anyone. I don't like the amount of times I've said to people, don't worry about Salah right now, but because it's going to probably punish you. But should you sell Hazard because you don't have Salah? I don't think you do that this week, and you could. If you want to take a bit of a risk, bet that Hazard will score more over the next 4 or 5. Do I not think Sanchez would scupper Aguero if he moves? Certainly, of course, if he comes in... if he comes in and plays up front, then yeah, it has to be an issue for Aguero. Stream end inbound, yawning detected. I know it was a late one last night. Scoutcast was on for an hour and 38 minutes. Crazy. You're taking a 12-point hit this week to fund Lacazette. You're gonna have to tell me the thinking behind that. That sounds like a transfer I would have done a couple of seasons ago. No, I'm not subbing me on. Nope. I mean, he might play if someone misses out, but. Oh my god, excuse me. Why look at another City player if they blank in 5 weeks? But that's 5 weeks worth of points. Potentially. Mark was a bit short with Az. Was he? Didn't notice. Oh, sell me? No, I'm not looking to do that. I just think they're good bench players right now. Do you triple Captain Kane this week? Hell no. You wait until the double game week. Does this wildcard have to be used in January? Nope. Just before the end of the season. See you later, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. I am interested in Aguero, but he has to offer value at 11.5 million. And the first argument is going to be he's got a better points per match than Kane, who is more expensive. But Kane, I feel, is going to punish me more. So definitely, I am absolutely interested in Aguero. It's just for 11.5 million, I have to restructure my squad. I have to downgrade a couple of players. I just don't want to do it right now. Now next week, if he gets a hat-trick against Liverpool, maybe my thinking will change. And I'll have 2 transfers, so I want to be flexible. I want to have options. So it's not that I'm not interested, he just doesn't really fit in with my team right now. Cheers, Ali. Thanks for tuning in. Tom, would I -4 for a defender this week if the alternative is starting with 10 men? Yeah, I think so. Especially if that -4 is for Alonso. Damn, you're starting with 10 men. Your team must be in a bit of bother. Am I confident with Kane captain? Not hugely, but Man United got 2 past Everton. I'm hoping Spurs can. I think Spurs are in trouble if they kind of if it gets to half time and it's 0-0. I wouldn't be too confident. Otamendi out after West Brom? No, I don't think so. When's West Brom? Don't like the sound of Otamendi out. Okay, Burnley away. No, don't think so. Maybe for the blank, we'll see. Man City got a lot of games as well. I think it's like 5 games in the next 2 weeks. I'd love to just ask Pep, or ask any manager, kind of what their thinking is. But like, so I looked at the fixtures. So they've got Newcastle, then 2 cup games, League Cup and FA Cup, and 2 more Premier League games. Is the thinking you're going to play him in the cup games because the Premier League is almost won? And yes, when they speak to the media, it's always, we're taking it 1 game at a time, nothing's won until it's won, etc. Inside, in the club, I don't think that's what they're thinking. He probably says it to the players too, but in his head, I think he probably knows, like everyone else, the league's won. So, would he rest him for that and make sure he gets good games in the cup so they can win more things this season? Or will he potentially rest him in one of the cup games, play him in all the league games to get the league wrapped up as early as possible, so that when they hopefully, because they got a fairly easy, nothing's easy of course, but an easier than other teams Champions League game. So will he look to tie up the Premier League as soon as possible, so that when they're in the later stages of these cups in Europe, then he can rest him more often? I don't know. He said he has to protect Aguero, could get arrested any game. Let's be honest as well. Aguero does not have the best injury record. So, if he wants to flog him every game, is Loftus-Cheek still a thing? He's injured, I think. So I don't think so. Pep will want to win the Champions League. Didn't do it with Bayern. Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, the Champions League games, there's still 5 games before that happens. Pep has no issues playing De Bruyne every game. I know. I don't know how that man is still running. The thing is, like, I get that a centre-back plays. Do you know what I mean? They have to do quite a lot of work, especially in maybe in a weaker team where they're involved more often. But in terms of sprints and stuff, they probably don't do as much as an attacker, I'd say. Especially an attacker in a team like Man City or Liverpool. De Bruyne is up and down that pitch, chasing back, winning the ball back. How does he not need a rest? Morata out despite good fixtures. I'd say it depends who you're bringing in. I don't know if this is the week to do it, to be honest. Because who are you bringing in? Do I fear getting punished by De Bruyne? Not really. I think he's a player that ticks over, but never really punishes. No one in my leagues really has him either. Aguero captain for you this week. Very nice. Could be a very uneasy atmosphere if Liverpool go a goal down, having just sold Coutinho. Yeah, we're talking about that on the Scatcast. I think I said it in the last stream. Or on the video, my last video. You just don't know what Liverpool morale is going to be like now. It's different not having Coutinho in your team because he's on the sidelines to just not having him at the club. If I wildcard now, how would I set my team up? That's hard to say, really, because I've not given it a thought because I'm not wildcarding. I probably would get Aguero in. But where do I lose the money from? Probably Son. I honestly wouldn't set up much differently to what I am now. I would have Stones instead of Otamendi. I suppose that's another way to get some money. No standout Arsenal options. There's almost no options, I feel. Defender, maybe, but again, there's so many other good options. Ramsey, Wilshire's injured, so there's no harm or no chance of Ramsey not coming back, I don't think. And straight into the team. He was doing well before. I wonder if Salah will get another go at penalties with Coutinho not around. I mean, Klopp did. I know he took him straight off after the miss, but he's got that nice one for Egypt. Lacazette will be the striker everyone wants next season. I do think you're a little bit biased with Lacazette as your picture. I hope so, though. I kind of like him. I feel like... Do you know what I mean? Sanchez now is probably becoming an issue for the club because there are reports, whether they're true or not, I don't know, that he's kind of acting up. Players are getting annoyed with him, so maybe they could build around Lacazette a bit more, get the most out of him. Do I rate Mahrez? I have to rate Mahrez. Have to. Yeah, Firmino's come out and said he's going to miss his mate. Fellow Brazilian gone. Hazard's form, it's definitely don't buy, don't sell. Yeah, I think so. I think I'd agree with that. You'd expect to see Milner / Firmino on pens. Yeah, probably most likely. Yeah. Hopefully Milner won't be on the pitch. Do I rate Mahrez? I don't know if I answered that, but the answer has to be yes, doesn't it? Why would you not rate a man that's in such good form? Top right hand corner, click on the polls, little I button if you haven't already. Going to be doing them in like a minute or two, so vote now. It's your last chance before the... well, don't know when the end of the stream will be, but I won't be doing the polls again. So vote now. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get to 100 likes. Would be much appreciated. We're currently on 81, so I need 19 of you that haven't already to go and hit that like button. And I will thank you very much. Antonio Conte confirms the decision to replace Eden Hazard on 84 minutes was tactical and not injury related. There you go. There's 5 polls tonight, Shawnee. Or do you mean you're not doing any? Wolves have put in a bid for 34 million for a striker. Jesus. Leicester have a great run-in towards the end of the season. Maguire is someone I want back. That guy just loves to attack. Firmino's stats without Coutinho are not very encouraging. Yeah, to be fair, I've not looked at him. I've seen a few people saying that. He's scored okay without him, but obviously the stats aren't there to back it up. he wouldn't necessarily be able to keep converting points. So we'll have to see. How's the new house? Any drama outside? No, like I'm in a really quiet area now. Plus, instead of streaming in the front room with the window like basically here, the window's kind of 2 or 3 meters that way, facing onto my back garden, which behind that is just fields. So we're all good. Did I go a bit Bond? How did I go Bond? What did I say? Thoughts on Liverpool defence? They have some cheap options plus good fixtures. So their defence is not as bad as everyone makes out. So Van Dijk I like because of his goal threat, but he is 5.4 million. If he keeps his place ahead of Moreno, I really like Robertson. I think he's 4.6, 4.7. He's got an assist just coming. It's just coming soon. What happened with my internet? I'm still using my phone. I looked today. I'm about we're obviously a third away through the month. I think I get 64 gig before it potentially gets capped, and it won't. And I've only used 10 gig before tonight, so I'm probably up to about. I don't know if the Scoutcast last night got counted yet, but maybe 15, 16. So miles off of it. So as long as the speed keeps up, I'm just going to keep using my phone. Using it to upload videos and all sorts. Lukaku captain is a very good option this week, says Twisted. Could be a nice little differential, that. Spoke about him at the start of the stream very briefly. Have to back Man United against Stoke. Kyan, how's it going? To be honest, I think I uploaded a video recently on Sunday. The speed was okay, so I'll try it again on a Sunday. If the fixtures finish on a Sunday, I do like streaming that same night instead of waiting until Monday. So I will. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, it's a Monday night game, so I'll probably stream after the Man United game this next week. And there's a Monday night game the week after, and it's Salah. Maybe on the 31st of January. Oh no, that's a midweek game. And then it's a Monday night game, and then another Monday night game, and another one. Oh my god. None of the game weeks finish on Sunday until I don't know when. Because game week 29, they're all on 3 o'clock Saturday, which is obviously going to change. So there you go. Lots of Mondays. Please do a live stream one time. This is live. What you talking about? See you later, David. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, this is live. Poll time. Polls, lads. Polls. You mean during the games? I don't know. No one will tune in. No one will tune in. Because they'll rather watch the game. And I can't watch the game and stream. So I can only comment on what's happening on Twitter. So the guys in the chat will see the scores first. I don't know. If all the games were on at the same time, I'd be tempted. But I think that happened last year. For the last game week of the season. And I couldn't do it. It just happens. Yeah, but the problem is 3 PM Saturday games. It's not usually doable anyway. But there's not usually that many good ones on at the same time. Like this Saturday's okay. There's only really Chelsea. I've got Alonso, Pope, Arnautovic. That's it. That's all I have playing. The rest of my players play after, I think. So I don't know. We'll see. A few people would tune in. I'm not saying no one. Like not literally no one, but not many. Okay. Polls. Polls. To me, there's not enough upside of doing it at 3 PM on a Saturday, I don't think. For having to organise home stuff as well. I'd love to do it one day just to see, but I don't know if it'd be that interesting. Imagine if, you know, sometimes you get those halves where it's like every game in the Premier League is 0-0. Yeah, I don't know. Stream when we triple Captain Kane, that could be interesting. Maybe in a double game week. Because obviously one of the games will be in the evening, so maybe we could do that. Maybe do the second game on a double game week. Okay. Oh, I celebrate, just like that Sterling celebration. I was looking actually, double game week wise. So obviously they're usually in game week 34. You know what fixtures in game week 34? Spurs against Man City at home, i.e. Man City away to Spurs. Not ideal. Liverpool, on the other hand, in game week 34, have Bournemouth at home. So I don't know which... I'm sure Ben will be able to tell us, Ben Krellin, which fixture may get rearranged. But Salah looks like the goer for me. In game week 34. Now, we could also obviously triple captain in game week 37. But I don't know. Will there be a fantasy for the World Cup? Almost certainly. Would I dab for a £20 donation? Sure. Geez, polls. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're doing it for real now because I've said that like a million times. Game week 23 captain Kane, miles ahead. 65%. Lingard apparently is number 2. Oh, I don't know. That wasn't a full dab. I stopped. Yeah. Lingard 15%. Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne 7%. Hazard and Morata only 4%, and someone else 6%. So Kane is miles ahead. There's been nearly 300 votes, by the way. Are you bringing Aguero in? You're gonna. Sorry, Jesus. 38% of people are gonna wait until game week 24. 36% are just gonna go without completely. 20% of you already own him, and 5% are going for him this week. Are you planning for the blanks already? Nope, it's too soon. Wins by a landslide. 89%. That's fair enough. It's quite early. When is actually the second leg? When will we know? So Chelsea play tonight. They play again on the 24th. So we'll know before game week 25 who's playing or who's blanking. So we've only got 2 more game weeks and then we'll know anyway. So maybe that's the time to do it. Or to start thinking about it. 2 more game weeks. Morata owners, what to do? 67% of you say he should be sold. 32% of you are saying hold. Did I say hold twice? 67% of you saying sell. 32% saying hold. Spurs midfielders. 39% of you are saying give them until Southampton, so that's 2 more game weeks. 27% are saying just give them Everton, then look to get rid next week. I think a lot of people are holding a transfer for next week, so that could happen. 20% are saying sell right now. They're that unhappy that they all got points in over the double game week that they want them sold now. And 13% say it's probably worth keeping longer term. There you have it. That is the polls for this week. Thank you for voting. Genuinely feel sorry for Morata. His confidence is shot. Who do you switch to? Yeah, that's always a problem. You just sometimes get lumbered with a player, and I do think it's probably worth keeping. Unless you've got an easy route to Aguero, and then maybe you don't. Yeah, I'm with you, Twisted. I'm not 100% on keeping Son, but I mostly am, I think. I'll just see what happens. Make sure I got that transfer just in case. The buyback value of the premium players makes it difficult in selling before Game Week 28. It really does because... Oh, where's that gone? Like, I've got quite a lot of money. Like, obviously, I've got loads tied up in Salah, although he's not going to miss out, is he? Hang on. Like, Sterling I bought for 8 million. He's now 8.9. So that would be 0.5 million lost. If I want to get him straight back, of course. Lingard, 6.3. I bought him for 6.1, so I've made 0.1. That's not a big issue right now. Jones, similar. Otamendi, I got a 5.9. He's now 6.5, so that'll be another 0.3. Don't want to be selling these players too much. Or too many of them. The only reason that I'd be looking at selling Son is because of the fixtures after the next two. But like I say, I'm not... Right now, I know I'm saying this a lot, but I'm not really considering changing my team too much at all. That could change next week. A few injuries, another player hits form, someone goes out of form, just looks bad. Maybe I'll change, but I'm just looking to save a transfer right now. I'll consider free chip for sure, but hopefully we'll have a better idea of who's blanking in 31. The question is, will we know who's blanking in 31? What fixture is it for 31? Hang on. Let me have a look. So Gameweek 31 is on the 17th of March. So when's the FA Cup round before that? Oh, of course, they're not up yet, are they? Damn. 17th of March, sorry. 17th of March. So someone must know. At what point will we know? Will we know? Okay. Oh, I can't find it. This is awful. Anyway, at some point we'll know. Hopefully we'll know before the 28 blank, and then we'll have a better idea about whether to use the free hit in 28 or not. Right, people, I think we're going to leave it there. Thanks for all the questions. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. That'll let you know when I'm going live again. And when the videos are coming out. What else? I may stream again on Friday. I don't know. It depends. If we've got no more news or nothing big's happened, I don't know if I'll really have anything different to say. Maybe we'll try and help a few more people with their teams if they've got last-minute decisions. But yeah, I think I'll probably... I might stream Friday. I don't know. Might just have the whole weekend off. We'll see. Otherwise, if I don't stream Friday, the next stream will be on Monday night after the Man United game, when hopefully Jesse Lingard has scored a hat-trick. As always, I will tweet my team out at some point before the deadline. I really don't think it's going to look much different to this unless we get a massive injury news. Other than that, do appreciate you all tuning in. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Good luck in Game Week 23 if I don't speak to you before that. It's been a pleasure as always. Catch you later, everyone.